Alright viewers, those were the headlines and our top focus. Sources have exclusively told NewsX that some 28 civilians belonging to the Kuki and Naga communities who were allegedly held captive following recent violence reports in Manipur's Kangpokpi and Senapati districts have now been released after intense behind-the-scenes efforts involving civil society organizations, public leaders, security agencies and local negotiators. Now, according to sources, 12 Naga women from Konsakul village were released on Thursday morning, that is yesterday, while 14 Kukis, including 4 men and 10 women, were freed late Wednesday night in Senapati district. With me on the broadcast is my colleague Nibir Deka, Bureau Chief. Nibir, over to you. What are you picking up as far as this piece of information is concerned? Big developments in Manipur. There were, of course, reports of violence earlier, and now sources have told you that there have been about 28 civilians belonging to the Kuki and Naga communities who have been freed from captivities. Of course, back-channel talks played a crucial role in this.
Well, absolutely, Pia. The situation is very sensitive in Manipur. This is after the May 13 incident when 3 people belonging to the Kuki community were killed by armed insurgents and armed miscreants, and following which we have seen chaos in the Senapati, Kangpokpi adjoining areas. This is very particularly near the Lelong, Vaipe, Super Mena adjoining areas of the Kangpokpi and Senapati district, following which we got to know that 28 people were allegedly detained. This is what the government is saying, but the locals that I have spoken to, they have claimed they were abducted, and also some of them were lost in the chaos. And today we are getting to know that 12 Naga women, 14 Kuki, including 4 men and 10 women, have been freed from Senapati. The Naga women have been freed from the Konsakul area, and further, due to the involvement of the security forces, civil society organizations and elderly villagers, there was negotiations which led to the freeing of the 28 people. 2 Salesian brothers from the Don Bosco Salesian community have also been released by armed groups, and that takes the number to 28, but there are still some of the people who are...
Indeed, you know, Nibir, we're just getting to that. As you've just pointed out, we are learning, however, that the whereabouts of at least 6 Naga men and several Kuki civilians are still unknown. This has raised, of course, fresh concerns over what's happening as far as security in parts of the hill districts is in light of the developments that we've seen in the backdrop of a deadly ambush that took place on the 13th of May at 0 point along the Kotland-Kotzim inter-village road in Kangpokpi district, where unidentified armed miscreants attacked civilian vehicles, killing 3 civilians and injuring 4 others. Police sources have in fact told NewsX that the violence triggered panic across nearby villages as well, following which several civilians from different communities were then allegedly detained and taken to unknown locations near Leilon, Vaipe and Saparmena and adjoining areas of Kangpokpi as well as Senapati districts. In fact, we have come to also learn from police sources that the government, of course, acted on a war footing. It immediately initiated emergency coordination involving district authorities, involving security forces, community elders, as Nibir has just pointed out, and CSOs to prevent the situation from escalating any further. The government sprang into action soon after the incident. And now, of course, we are learning that 28 members belonging primarily to the Kuki and Naga communities have been safely released. Nibir, of course, you were highlighting that the whereabouts of at least 6 Naga men and several Kuki civilians are still unknown. But apart from this, what are you picking up as far as the government's quick response has been?
Well, Pia, following the incident on May 13, these people were detained to areas near the adjoining district of Senapati and Kangpokpi, especially in the Sapar Maina and the Lelong Vaipa area, and following which the government had to act very cautiously because this is a very sensitive issue. So what the government did was it engaged community members, community leaders, including elderly people from the villages, as well as security forces having deep connections in these remote areas. Along with that, local leaders and local good Samaritans, they also came together, and there was consensus among them, and which led to the release of the 28 people so far. But from my sources have told me there are still people from both the Naga and the Kuki community still detained in some of the adjoining areas of the Kangpokpi and the Senapati district, and we are very hopeful that all of these people are also released in a very quick manner and a very smooth manner. But the situation remains tense on ground following May 13 incident, which led to the loss of 3 people and also several others injured, following which we are seeing this consequences of events that we are seeing right now. The bigger role of the government has been to initiate communication. That has been one of the best things that they have done, to initiate communication between both the communities and also different groups and stakeholders involved in these adjoining areas of Senapati and Kangpokpi, which has facilitated these backdoor discussions for the release of the 28 people so far. But there are people from the ground telling us that there are still yet to be, all the people are yet to be released. So those communications are ongoing, and we can soon expect the others as well to be released in this particular matter.